depth of the stories of those. Well, like, we can talk more about the stories of the Resident Evil games when we get to some of the other games in the series, because Resident Evil 2 is kind of when you look at what it is, it's kind of a stopgap in the story of a lot of the other stories.
Well, no, I'd say Resident Evil 3 is the real stopgap out of all of them.
Yeah, but it tries to explain to you Nemesis before you get to Resident... Like, for the most part, the like, real sticking point in the series, as far as its story, is Resident Evil 4, in my opinion. Because 4 threw almost everything out the window as what they were building up to.
Which I will forever hold against 4, because you don't just build a plotline like that through something like all these successive games and just throw it out the fucking window.
Yeah, and the biggest problem I personally have with the way 4 happens is, if you've ever... I've never beaten Code Veronica myself, but I have seen the ending several times. When you look at the ending of Resident Evil Code Veronica, it very much builds this atmosphere of we're about to go fight Wesker and take down Umbrella. And then in 4, the game starts with it already having been done for you.
And Wesker nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, Wesker's not there.
Until they decide to, like, resurrect half that plotline in Resident Evil 5.
Well, even then, when you get to Operation Ada, or Assignment Ada, and Separate Ways, and they introduce that Wesker is indeed still alive and leading Ada through all these things, it gets ridiculous.
And then we get to Resident Evil 6, where it just goes full stupid.
Yeah, it went way out there. I'm really hoping that Resident Evil 7 fixes a lot of these.
To me, Resident Evil began to falter when it started taking itself seriously, because you look at the first game and you know it's, like, intentionally supposed to be a bad B-movie.
But look at how I completely went off track here.
Oh, yeah.
Twice. And the funny thing is, even during our live play, I knew exactly which door I was going for and missed it twice.
Yep. This is still kind of fun to watch.
I love this game. I mean, this is my favorite Resident Evil. I said it during our live commentary, but this is my top favorite Resident Evil of all time. I have a few friends that say that 3 is their favorite, but this is my number 1.
I'm personally indifferent to it, but I think just, like, for nostalgia's sake, I'd have to say the remake is my favorite, even though I don't really enjoy playing it.
I love Remake, but this is definitely my number 1. I think it's a very well-rounded game altogether. The boss fights are really nice in this game, and you get to fight what is technically 2 tyrants in this game.
Because the Resident Evil remake was the first exposure I ever had to Resident Evil, and I was like fucking 7 years old.
I played
I know, M-rated game, but
I played Director's Cut like being 7 or 8 years old myself. I think actually it was more like late elementary school, but me and my friend played Director's Cut, and we never beat it. We just kind of messed around with it a lot and tried to figure out what we were doing. But when 2 came out, we played it a lot. For a long time, we didn't understand that there were an A and B scenario.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to understand that, honestly. I mean,
here we go. The second time I've done this puzzle during this playthrough overall, and I did it perfectly both times.
Third time.
Yeah, this is the 3rd time, but
and we're
watching it for the 4th. I mean, I love this play. I love this game.
Yeah, here's hoping we don't make it to a 4th. Well, we will once we
get Remake.
Well, we're gonna end up doing the 4th Survivor at some point.
We may do it today with live commentary if this audio actually goes through for us, but we'll see what happens.
Indeed, we will.
Man, I combine a lot of herbs in this playthrough. Oh, and I had to do an editing trick with this game in general, because the the capture card that we're using, and since we're playing it on the Wii with a HDMI upscaler, it made the entire game in a stretched widescreen format, so I had to go through and change the video settings in our editing software to re-simulate its actual 4x3 dimensions.
Indeed. I mean, the game honestly, the game doesn't look bad stretched to 16:9, but it doesn't look as good as it does in this resolution.
Yeah, I mean, this is the resolution the game is intended to be in, and if you play it on the GameCube with progressive scan cables, this is what it looks like. Especially if you throw it through the frame meister before you get stuff done too.
It's funny because I have my Wii modified and set to force progressive scan, but for some reason it just didn't come out that way.
Huh, that's weird. It does that sometimes.
Yeah.
And sometimes your TV settings can, like whatever type of TV you have, can have a huge effect on what your video signal is at the end process. And all of my stuff goes through a surround sound system as well, so I don't know. There's a lot of things going on with my setup in here.
I gotta say, we could have had a far worse recording setup. Oh, look, a cutscene.
Yeah, I mean, our setup here is not, ideal, but I've actually been told by somebody who's watched some of our earlier Resident Evil videos that the voice recording, at least on my mic, is really good, and I'm just using a Rock Band 4 microphone.
Well, at the same time, with the Rock Band 4 mic was already said to be like way higher quality because I'm using a
Rock Band 1 microphone.
No, Rock Band 2. This is a Rock Band 2 mic. Actually,
that's mine. That's from Rock Band 1.
Nah. I got the sticker on mine.
Oh, okay. So Rock Band 2 microphone, which is I think it's the same thing.
Actually, shit, it isn't even from Rock Band. Let me tell you this story, friends. I was looking for a microphone to play Rock Band with, and at the time they were like $20. And me being a 13 or 12, 13-year-old kid, is like, I don't have that kind of money constantly. So I go to GameStop one day, and I see the Naked Brothers Band video game for the PlayStation 2, and it says, includes a free microphone. It was $5. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll buy the game and trade the game back in. And that's how I have this microphone.
So you essentially got a free microphone.
Essentially, I got a $5 microphone. For the same quality as the usual Rock Band mics. You know what? Fuck it. I'll take that.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people may or may not know how microphones quality is detected, but it's through what's called sample rate. If you don't know a lot about audio quality, which I know at least one of my friends is, and I don't know if he's watching our videos yet, but audio quality is all determined by a sample rate, which is set by a certain amount of hertz per microphone.
Oh, by the way, dogs.
Yeah, dogs. And the Rock Band 1 microphone captures into the Xbox and PlayStation at a sample rate of 44.1 kilohertz. When you connect it to a PC, it can go up to 48 kilohertz. But the Rock Band 4 microphone goes into the system at 4800 by standard, and when you connect it to a PC, you can bring it up to 96 kilohertz.
Indeed.
So,
selling similar microphones now for, just...
Next time on Expletive Added.